This beautiful sunset behind me. Three Eye Atlas waiting behind our sun. Giving all praises to the Most High today. Thanking our power for such a beautiful time. Thanking our ancestors again for their prayers. We have come to the switch, and I just wanted to spend a little time talking about these events that have been going on right now. Great seeing everybody already here. All praises to the Most High. Absolutely beautiful. Connecting to the earth, grounding a little bit before we get ready to get started. So I see a lot of huge events today. I saw right before I came on, there was a crash in Louisville, Kentucky, in my home state over there. I said there was a crash of a UPS plane. Right now, we've all been you got to keep an eye on the news and kind of keep looking at the things that are going on, because like I said, the Most High is dealing right now. Earlier today, Trump just, yesterday everybody had a little hope they were going to get some money, and I'm like, it was like in the weekend, all of a Sunday, it was like, oh, we're going to go ahead and give the money to the people. Monday, okay, we're only going to give half the money to the people. Tuesday, we ain't giving you shit. We're not giving you nothing. And you should see the reaction of the people. I just can't believe they're doing this to the kids. I can't believe they're doing this. And I'm like, see, this is just more proof that the curses are on you. Because you see, this is what happens when a lot of you immigrants who've come over here and have not been concerned with history. You cannot be, you have not been concerned with the history of the people you made a covenant with. All you could see, or your eyes just got real big when they said, come over here and get your American dream. That's all you heard was, come get that American dream. That's all that you heard. You didn't hear when we said, look, these people lie about everything. They'll lie to you to your face. They're gonna tell you one thing and they're gonna take it away. And you're like, shut up, nigger. I don't want to hear what you have to say. Shut up, nigger. The white man's great. The white man he never lie. He's not lying to us. He might be lying to you, but we don't care about you. Okay, all right. Well, I said he's gonna turn on you. Nah, he won't. Because we're gonna be good slaves. We're gonna work hard. We're not gonna complain like you black people always complaining and always wanting something. See, we're just gonna be the best slaves. We're gonna, we're not gonna complain. We're not gonna ask about anything. We're not gonna ask for anything. We're just gonna be good Tobys. Good old Toby's. You know what I'm saying? Just like that boxer, Floyd Mayweather. I'm sure y'all seen a video. I'll probably play a little bit of that, right? Floyd Mayweather, all of a sudden yesterday, I saw these videos popping up about him. All of a sudden now he's pro-Israel, and he's always been pro-Israel, and he has Israel's back, and he's like the best friend of Israel. I was like, yeah, bro. You thought you're a Money Mayweather, and you didn't have to pay. You didn't think you were gonna have to pay. They said, oh no, nigga, you gonna pay too. You gonna go run out here and you're gonna do a song and dance and a jig, just like we tell you, just like you're gonna jump in, you're gonna earn this money. You're gonna earn this money. And that's exactly what Floyd Mayweather just did. Ran out there, Money Mayweather. Me and my team, my best friend's Jewish. Since when? Since when? Right? Extra shiny tap dancing shoes. I was like, and this is exactly why we said we don't believe in the whole BS that, all black people are our people. That dude sold out. He walked away from the covenant, and he is a Gentile. That's what he is. And we got the vast majority of our people are Gentiles. He must be talking about his accountant. Exactly, right? Shucking and jiving. Oh my goodness, bro. I said, but back to the immigrants, like, look, hey, y'all got told that you had to come over here. They didn't tell you that you only got 60 years. That was a huge event on Saturday. Them not getting their benefits for the first time in 6 decades. That was the first time in 6 decades, 60 years, 1965, 2025, that the SNAP benefits didn't ring up when it said it was supposed to. And then they just gave you guys like a little fake little, well, we're gonna throw you a little bone and say, oh, Trump's gonna go ahead, he's gonna fund it. And you said Monday, yes, I'm gonna give you half. Okay, I'm gonna give you half. And then Tuesday it was like, yeah, I'm not giving you shit. And now everybody's just all up in arms because of that. And I'm like, that's funny. I said, because here's what happens: you don't know the history of these lands. That's exactly what they did to us. Everybody's heard about the whole 40 acres and a mule. Everybody's heard about the 40 acres and a mule and what we were promised multiple times. We were promised equal treatment. We were promised, if you go fight for our wars, you can come back here and get this GI Bill. Psych. We were promised that, if you work hard, you can buy this house. Psych. If you work hard, you can live in my neighborhood with me. Psych. If you work hard, our kids can go to school together. Psych. If you work hard, you can get this Social Security check when you get older. Psych. If you work hard, you can join the unions with us. Psych. Everything. That has been exactly what we have dealt with, and you other nations have just sat around and watched and not cared. See, this is no more Hebrew handouts. See, it wasn't the white man that was giving you the handouts. Okay, you were stealing our benefits. You were enjoying life off the backs of what was promised to the Israelites. We were promised all these things, and every time he said psych and took it away from us, he gave it to you. He gave a portion of it to you, because misery loves company. Misery loves company. And they wanted to make sure that they can get as many people over here to get some of these benefits so they can be miserable, just like them. But see, y'all came over here and y'all took the benefits, but you didn't look at the history. You didn't realize, you didn't think that the so-called white man was going to do the same thing to you. And we've been telling you, it's only a matter of time before he does the same stuff to you. It's only a matter of time. Now, see, you other people who have all these content creators, and you guys have all these other people who have channels. How come none of you are still talking about what's happened to the so-called Negroes? How come none of you are talking about, hey, this is happening because of what was done to the so-called black people here in America? We never made restitution for them. This is why the Most High is now doing this to you. And you can stop with the, oh, well, what, I can't believe that they would do this to kids. You're gonna starve kids. That's exactly what you did to us. See, I'm just connecting the dots. I am saying the things that you are terrified to say. You other nations don't want to admit that you backed the wrong horse. You don't want to admit that you made a covenant with the devil. And that is now what we are called to do. See, that's why only we can tell our story, because no one else is going to tell our story. No one else is going to admit what was done to us is now going to happen to you. What was done to us, you are all going to have to pay for. And that is what's in the scriptures. This is nothing new. That's why I kind of cracked up when all of a sudden today Trump was like, yeah, man, you know what? I ain't got it. Just tell them I ain't got it. I know that they wanted half, but we already spent all that money. The guy made a video, and I shared it on TikTok, and he pretty much said that the first time, when Trump was in office, they'd already allocated money for like the year. So therefore, the money was already allocated for SNAP. So therefore, when they shut the government down, the money was already there. See, fiscal year this year ended September 30th. So money was not allocated to SNAP. So whatever extra money was in those accounts just, dissolves, goes back into the pot. It isn't still there because the new fiscal year started October 1st. And then they shut everything down, right before that, or right around there, October 1st, October 2nd. So therefore, the money that was in that account had already been dissolved and is not in there anymore. Because the Congress had never allocated money for the new year for SNAP. So therefore, there was no money allocated. So therefore, there's no money there even to give the people. So you guys are fighting about an account that probably doesn't even have any money in it. You see what I'm saying? So again, this is they're giving you guys false hopes about things and going back to normal. More than likely, this government's never going to open back up because the Most High has them in a rock, in a hard place, because of the medical, is trying to cut Obamacare and all the subsidies that they want. They want to negotiate for the subsidies to come back for Obamacare. Do you really think they just got rid of the subsidies with the big beautiful bill? Do you really think the Republicans are going to want to now negotiate to bring the subsidies back in order to make healthcare affordable when that was been the whole plan this whole time? The whole plan was to destroy Obamacare. And then and on the cherry on top is they get to destroy SNAP as well. Again, this is why these people be living on basis already. They're already on the basis. And my wife was cracking up. She's like, oh, so they're going to live on a base where they're not paying, the soldiers either. So they think that's going to go well for them. Yeah, I really doubt. They're probably in those deep underground military bases. Because that's what the scriptures talk about, how they run, to go underground. And they should be scared. They should be scared because now, like you said, our people are awake. And like I said, we have the Holy Spirit, and she makes these connections for us. She brings all things back into remembrance. Just like, the video I did last night, talking about, like a lack of bread. A lack of bread was correlated with Great Tribulation, because that's when it started ours. When they came down and took down Tenochtitlan, there was a lack of bread because they held a siege on us, and we were starving to death. One of the worst ways to go. And now the Most High is just, hey, you guys are on the wrong island. This island is ours. This island is our blessing. You are surrounded. We're surrounded by sheep. We have sheep that are now in the midst of real lions. And as you can easily see it, because right now in the spirit realm, like I said, we've destroyed you. We have absolutely destroyed your pastors, your priests, your historians, anybody who has some type of, higher thought processes, we destroy. We destroy them so much that they refuse to even try to engage. They will not even try to engage to defend their religion or their history. They're not trying to, you got these $5 pretendians still trying to come out and say things, but nobody's even listening to you guys anymore. You got these Hamites who are still trying to come out here and, we black people, us black people. Oh, us black people are rising up. Us black people now, huh? Now, the whole time you wanted nothing to do with us, but now we're supposed to, but you got a mouse in your pocket, I guess, because you got to be saying we and us, because you damn sure ain't talking about us. You see what I'm saying? And now they're all, the holidays are canceled. See, the holidays are canceled now because of the Most High. When you had the opportunity before, you should have done it on your own. You should have walked away from these holidays on your own. Now the Most High is forcing you to not be able to enjoy your holidays. And see, he's getting your attention because now he's cutting off the dainties. He's cutting off food. He's cutting off housing with your Section 8. He's cutting off your connection with white Jesus, because you thought forever. See, that's what these programs do. They allow you to still believe in bullshit. They allowed you to believe, hey, if I got free housing, I got free food, and they're not really checking for anything, and they're allowing me to do whatever I want, that's all Jesus. That's all Jesus. And so therefore, when we bring the truth, you had all your needs met. So therefore, it was very easy to try to clown us. Try to be, you guys don't, Jesus is taking care of me. Look, Jesus is providing for me. He's providing Section 8 housing. Jesus is providing food and things like that. And I can sell some of my, my food stamps, and then I can get my hair done. I can get my nails done, and everything else. Right? This is that time of cutting off distractions. And that's what you're seeing right now. The Most High is cutting off your distractions. And see, I had a couple of people that would come on my video when I was talking about Drewski, and they're like, "Oh, you know, it's just comedy, man. It's just jokes. I mean, he was spot on. He was spot on. He was, you Hebrew Israelites, he's making fun of your guys' doctrine. You see, you downplaying our doctrine is going to get you killed. You don't quite seem to understand the predicament you are in. Okay? Do you really think you're going to be able to come and talk to a son or a daughter of the Most High and try to clown what we believe in on our lands while you're enjoying our resources and think that the Most High isn't about to deal with you? See, this is what happens when you got white Jesus who loves everybody. You need to go back and look at what happens to people who mock the Most High and his people. This is why when we come on the scene, people be like, you see what I'm saying? Just like when we used to walk on the streets with the white man and he would try to lynch us for just looking at him in the eye. Even if you make an eye contact with a white man, all of a sudden, they get at you. If you were walking on a sidewalk and a white man came in front of you, what were we taught to do? Get off the sidewalk. We weren't taught the whole BS or we're all equal, we're all the same. We were taught, get the fuck out of his way, right? Because he was in his blessing at that time. You see what I'm saying? Everywhere we go, don't make eye contact, keep your head down, don't be causing any problems, right? Right? So you think that you trying to sit and act like you clowning our beliefs on our lands ain't gonna get you fucked up? Is that what you really think right now? That's really what you think right now. See, it isn't a small thing anymore to try to ignore us and what we believe on our lands. See, we are now the head. We are now, standing up in great boldness. And if you want to talk shit, that's fine. Just know there's going to be consequences for that. Just like there was consequences for us when the white man was involved, when the white man was on top, same now for you. Same now for you. Your Constantine Christianity went worldwide for anybody who disagreed with your religion and killed everybody. Your religion went worldwide, killing any and everybody who disagreed with your religion. So you think that somehow I'm gonna just let people just talk shit about my father, my mother, and what I believe in on my land, and I'm not going to have an issue with that? So we were taught to have issues with people who want to talk mess, right? And think there's not gonna be any consequences. That's exactly what's happening right now. There are consequences to you not believing what we've been telling you. What do you think the end of SNAP is? You don't think that that's a consequence right now? For all the people that have been ignoring us, ignoring what we've been trying to talk to you about, ignore what we're trying to show you, ignore all that stuff, and be saying, Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. Why do you think all of a sudden now the Most High just shut down SNAP? Why do you think he shut down Section 8? Because you've had your opportunity. You've had enough time of enjoying all of the Hebrew dainties. You've been enjoying all of the Hebrew handouts. And now you're done. The time of you enjoying handouts of our people, on the backs of our people, on our lands, is done. The time of you thinking that you can just say whatever you want about our religion, or what we believe, our heritage, that's done. All of that is done. And now quick, fast, and in a hurry, the Most High is going to definitely visit you when you say something, because you're going to learn real quick that there are consequences to trying to come against us and our power. Because you know what? This is nothing new. This is how it was before. This is how it was before. When the Hamite raped our sister, Dina, and all of a sudden he realized, what he did. He's trying to quickly do what? If what you did to our people didn't matter, why was Shechem trying to hurry up and try to figure out something because he already raped our sister? because he knew, hey, we better make this right real quick. I said, because if we don't, their power play. And that's exactly what's going on right now. Our power doesn't play. So be very careful. This is why do you think the vast majority of the people won't even step to someone like myself and try to prove me wrong? Because they know there's going to be consequences. Because they cannot do anything, to prove us wrong. So therefore they keep their mouths shut. But see, some idiots want to come over and just make a little, I hope it was really worth whatever, like 10, 12 words you wrote. I said, because now you just marked yourself. It's better to probably be quiet. You know what I'm saying? Because as soon as at first, like, we don't know that you're an idiot, but then you open your mouth and then you just confirm what we already thought. Now it's confirmed that you're an idiot and you don't know what the hell you're talking about, because everything's a damn joke to you. Well, we're going to see how much of a joke it is going forward. We're going to see how much of a joke it is now that the Most High has shut down your government, shut down SNAP, shut down Section 8, and then he's getting ready to destroy the health system. He's going to destroy the health system. And that's the thing. Like, there's nothing good. Either you open up the government with all this debt, right? And then everybody's like, oh, the Epstein files. They don't want to do it because of the Epstein files. No, they're not allowed to open it because the Most High doesn't want it opened. Because either you give people SNAP benefits, or you're going to destroy pretty much the vast majority of the Americans who have health insurance, because it's going to be too expensive. Well, that's already going to go into effect either way. Right? The grocery stores are hurting, right? This is the shutdown. This is the shutdown of this wicked ass system. And the Hebrew handouts are done. And I want to say a special thanks to Sister Kayla for hooking me up with the thumbnails. I gotta get some better thumbnails, so she hooked me up. So, exactly, it's all gonna crumble. I said, its whole system was made, its Psalms 83 system was made to destroy our people. And now it's all coming down with a quickness. So you guys can keep on thinking that, he's just a comedian. That's funny. That's cool. He's a 2/3 Psalms 83 shill. That's what he is. And now we've come to the end of you guys just seeming to think you can just say whatever the hell y'all want to say, because you can't. You can, but there's just going to be consequences to that. You know what I'm saying? This system, the Most High, an unjust weight is an abomination to the Most High. For your other nations, an unjust weight is an abomination to the Most High. So you guys coming and stealing our benefits and enjoying them is an abomination that the Most High now has to equal the scales out. And that's what you're seeing going on right now. You guys keep talking about children and them not eating. What do you think happened to our people? When you guys got here and you started taking all the benefits for yourselves, and they started taking stuff from us, our children weren't eating. Our children weren't being taken care of. And you did not care. You voted for this unjust system with your actions, right? You took our meat, the meat that was intended for us, and you gave it to the dogs. You took all of the dainties and benefits that were intended for us and gave it to the dogs. You gave it to the people, that it was not meant for. Just like when Yahushua said, he came for the lost sheep of the house of Israel. He did not come for everyone. And you guys made everything the inverse, the opposite. You took everything that was meant for us and gave it to everybody else except us. And now it's time to pay. And it's crazy how you guys want to talk about how Trump was a saint before. You guys were so happy with what he did the first time he was in office. You vote him in a second time. But all of a sudden now all these people are crying about what he's doing now. So what happened? What changed? Only thing that changed was the time period he has been the president. First time he was a president, it was the final blessing, the final part of the 400 years of your guys' reign. That's why it was great for you. That's why you guys wanted him to come back. And you voted him to come back again. Except the problem is now, he is now the president over our lands during the time of your cursing and our blessing. And that is why now all of a sudden everything is like, you don't recognize Trump. Because only thing is different, he's the same orange man that you guys voted in. Only thing is that he is now on our lands working for our benefit. That is the only thing that's different. Now, all the stuff he didn't do the first time, he's now doing this time around. Because again, he's working for us. He's working now to destroy the system, right, that he was a president before. And if it's not true, prove me wrong. Why all of a sudden is he, he had no problem making sure that SNAP got, funded before the last time that they went ahead and did a shutdown. This time there was no reason, they didn't set this money aside. They didn't set up for this because they don't want it to open back up. They want it's set up for maximum pain. This shutdown is set up for maximum destruction. And why would it be set up for maximum destruction? Because it is now you are in your curses. That is why this shutdown is much different than the last one, because it's been set up for maximum destruction of Psalms 83. And again, if what I'm saying is not true, prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. And like I said before, we were promised 40 acres and a mule and didn't get that. We were promised many things and never got it. So why do you think now it's because we were in our curses. Why do you think now all of a sudden everything that they did to us is now happening to you? They're promising you all of these things and now they're not working out their way. They promised you Section 8 taken away. They promised you SNAP taken away. They promised you food stamps taken away. That is because you are now cursed just like we were. You are now cursed just like we were. And it's funny, I'm seeing all these white people all of a sudden trying to be truthers all of a sudden. Trying to be telling us stuff that we've been saying forever. This is the one I wanted to show y'all.
I will always be the voice for the people in Israel. I will always stand behind the country of Israel. The one and only Floyd Money Mayweather in Israel. I will always be here for you guys when you guys don't have a voice. Toby be good for massa. Good. Don't send Toby away. Toby be good for your hand, boss. Good for your hand, massa.
That's all right, Toby. That's all right. You be a good field hand. You can stay here.
Toby stay. Toby stay. Toby be good now. I will always be the voice for the people.
Since when has this dude been the voice for Israel? I will always be like, you were like that before? Because I haven't heard you been like that before. But see, this is what happens. And it's like, oh boy already got all this money. What did they say? Oh, he did it for the money. He's already got money. But they gave you money before, and now it's time to pay. Now it's time to pay. Toby. A whole bunch of Tobys up in here. And this brother was funny talking about Mayweather. I'm gonna play a little bit of his clip.
Look here, Floyd Mayweather. And I told you to shut the fuck up. We do not take advices from no illiterate nigga, okay? You could silence that dumb shit talking about something. I stand with 8 real. Yeah, blah, 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 and one of my best friends ain't real, bitch. We don't give a fuck, okay? We don't give a good goddamn fuck. You are not a mouthpiece for Black America. You are not a mouthpiece for white America. You're just a mouthpiece for Ain't Real, Felicia, and white supremacy, okay? Your motherfucking half-retarded ass don't know what the fuck you saying because you have never picked up a book, you have never put 1 and 2 together to make 3, you have never ever done anything for America, much less the Black community, so we don't give a fuck who the fuck you stand with, bitch. Talking about I'm gonna use my platform and I'm gonna stand and I'm gonna speak for, bitch. We don't want you to speak for a motherfucker. What we want you to do is to learn how to read, bitch. Okay? Go all the way back to step 1. Thou shalt not speak if thou cannot readeth, bitch. Okay? If you cannot read,
don't speak if you can't read, right? and that's exactly it. How many people now? That's everybody around us. If you not speaketh, if you can't readeth, that is exactly what it's like right now. Like all these people, like all these camps, are like, bro, the 12 tribes chart is destroyed. It is absolutely destroyed, and y'all still are here with that. I said because again, many of these people, these countries are new entities. They're new, they've just been recently made up, right? So you have to test the spirit. And people will be, oh, Floyd Mayweather, he's our people. Well, after he just did what he just did, he not our people. He's not our people. You see what I'm saying? And that's all these people not reading, not looking at history. Just like the video I did last night, showing you guys, 2nd Esdras chapter 15 is talking about things that happened here. There's all these things that happened here that they have hidden. Why is it that they've hidden the fact that they, did the siege and that they were killing our people and that, there was, all these bodies in homes and they had to burn them, and there was just so many people like in the lake that was all dead and they were killing our people, thousands of them every single day. And all the Native Americans, the natives were taking the Mexicans as slaves. And you think that somehow there's not going to be a recompense? No one's going to be called to pay for what happened to the Most High's chosen people? You see what I'm saying? Like, what would make you think that the Most High is not going to make you pay for what happened to his people? The cruel things that happened to his people. And it's funny how I see all these white people all of a sudden now concerned about SNAP. Oh, this is wrong. We got to help each other out. Since when? You have not cared, but all of a sudden now everybody wants to act like, that they care and they have a heart and everything else. I was like, please, bruh. I said, save all the BS. What is this one here?
You want to know why they killed black prophets? Why they canceled truth? Because
now it's a white person and there's like a Hamite on top trying to act like he's learning something from a white man. Like we need him to tell us anything. Half truths and shit.
You want to know why they killed black prophets? Why they canceled truth? Because our law has a shelf life and it's expiring now. We ain't supreme. We're scared. That's why we needed to steal their identity, the blood, the rhythm, the memory. Because without them, we got nothing.
You ever wonder why the Vatican has the most secure archives on Earth? Because truth is more dangerous than nuclear war. They said Jesus was white, but every original icon says otherwise.
This isn't religion. It's storage! The black man is not a footnote! He is the blueprint!
Codex breach confirmed. Archive room Alpha has been compromised.
I knew! I always knew! The original Messiah was a black man!
Global outrage tonight as leaked Vatican files expose the suppressed African origins of Christianity.
They stole the planet from its rightful owners! You erased those reflections from the mirror! You replaced the original people with your shadows! It all goes back to the original indigenous man, the black man and woman. It turned saints into statues and then turned those statues pale. You stole their faces. You bleached their bones. You baptized the world in lies and called it salvation.
They weren't tribal, they were intergalactic. Moorish kings mapped stars while Europe was crawling through its own mud. They called it dark skin, but it was divine armor. That's why they erased it.
You erased God's reflection from the mirror. You replaced the original.
And they got showing all these Hamites, trying to show the Hamite at the top, and then pictures are trying to show like these Hamite women. And again, Africa. That's why you guys are not allowed to try to tell our story. Everything happened here and branched out. We made colonies everywhere else. We were the ones that did all that. But again, Africans still trying to put themselves in here. Great Senior Brother Moriel, trying to put themselves in our story. But our story doesn't want any Hamites. Our story is not accepting Hamite applications. Don't need them to all of a sudden try to act like they're telling us something, because you're not.
The people with your shout.
The Mayans. So you guys are gonna keep on just ignoring all of the black people that were all over the walls here on Turtle Island. Oh, or say, oh, those were Africans that came over here. Again, y'all been lying about every single thing. You're not in any position now in this awakening to tell us absolutely anything. And I love this. This is like so true. You know, we don't have to pick sides. You know, that's the whole thing. They act like we only got two sides to pick from: Democrats or Republicans, Christians, Catholics, Christians, Muslims. We don't care about either group. And it says, you ain't never got to pick sides with me. Fuck you and them. And that's exactly where we are right now. None of y'all, you guys ain't coming in here and trying to tell us all of a sudden Africans, oh, we need to come together, brother. No. White people, oh yeah, hey man, we whitewash everything. We know. That's why we're not down with anybody. You can cleave to us. We are not cleaving to you. We're not built to cleave to you. We did that when we were dumb and stupid and under the curses, and our knowledge and our wisdom was taken away from us. But we don't cleave to you. We don't agree with either group because you're all wrong. Just like this, all of a sudden now white people just realize that the churches are full of shit.
The vast majority of churches and so-called Christians are not following the Messiah. What they have done is created a God that they want to have. They don't study the scriptures, or if they do, they're picking out verses and passages to support what they want without taking the scriptures as a whole. They want the love of God without the fear of God, and they want to follow God without obeying him. This is not the gospel. This is not the Messiah. This is not Yahushua HaMashiach. This is a false God. The vast majority of churches and so-called Christians.
Yeah, welcome to about 2015. You see, all of a sudden, that's why y'all you're trying to use the name, trying to speak in Hebrew. You're trying to talk about how they do this wrong. We already know all that. We already know all that. And you got people talking about how America is over. They're finally coming to that conclusion. We've been telling y'all America's been over for years.
It's November 2nd, 2025, almost November 3rd. And I just want everyone to understand that the United States as we know it is gone. Like, you have to understand that. You don't have to make peace with it, but you have to understand that there are no checks and balances. I'm pretty sure SNAP is not coming back, ever. And I'm even highly suspicious that the government may never reopen. At least the way it has functioned for the last 6 decades. So with that acceptance, I think people need...
Again, they keep on saying 6 decades, 60 years. You're right. No more Hebrew handouts, because the government for the last 60 years, even before that, that's all it's been. 1865, y'all messed up with the laws in order to let you guys were manipulating the laws so that you benefited, and we didn't. 1965, another 100 years later, you still manipulated the system in order for you to benefit and for all the immigrants to benefit, and not us. Now you're 2025. Now you're admitting, oh, America's over. You're right. We've been telling you America's been over. Most High told you when you saw that X marks the spot in 2017 and 2024. But see, nobody's talking about that. Because that would mean you got to talk about astrology and things in the stars. We've been told not to look up there. You see what I'm saying? Like, you guys, it is a wrap, because your blessing has ran its course. And now people are coming to the conclusion, but again, how many of them are talking about this is because of what we did to the Negroes? Y'all can all keep saying, oh, you're gonna say, well, it's because of abortion? You gotta keep on saying that? Oh, because you guys love the babies now, while you were, raping our women, having babies, selling your own children into slavery, right? Killing our alligator bait, throwing our kids, just killing our kids, killing them for fun. You've never cared about children before. You've never cared about children before, but all of a sudden now, it's all about the babies. That's trying to pull at our heartstrings, and we don't have strings like that anymore. And see, check this out about the Hopi prophecy. Remember I told you guys, it's funny how this popped up. Because I said, look, all these different groups have all these prophecies, have all these, all these traditions, but the white man's the one that's always the interpreter of everything. The white man's always the interpreter of Hopi prophecies. He's the interpreter of Jewish prophecies. He's the one that breaks down Greek prophecies. Right? He's the one that breaks down every other group's prophecies. The white man gets to break all that stuff down. Right? Check this one out.
Here's the 20th century Native American writer Frank Waters, who's known for telling us all about the Hopi Native Americans. He claimed to be Cheyenne, and that his father, who was also a Waters, taught him everything about Native Americans before he died when he was only 12 years old. Turns out this guy's totally Caucasian, kind of explains the sun damage, and there's no Native American in his ancestry at all. But I am curious as to why he said a blue star would return at a certain point from the sky. And he said he got that from Hopi Native Americans. However, there's no verification of this. Also, why did he work at both nuclear bomb testing sites as a writer in the 1940s? Kind of weird, huh? He died in New Mexico, right by the nuclear bomb testing site. Here's the 20th century Native American writer Frank Waters.
So again, the white man telling the Hopi prophecies. Again, they got our information and they attribute it to a group that they set up, but the white man gets to break it all down. It's the same thing over and over again. Same thing over and over again. You see what I'm saying? Same things. They keep on doing the same stuff. So when you understand it, then you can see it, and it just pops up. What was this one?
Okay, you're going to be hearing a lot in the next few days about 42 million Americans that are on SNAP benefits, and they're no longer going to be receiving those because of the government shutdown. The problem is that that's not true. That's factually wrong. 42 million people are on SNAP benefits, according to a study by the Center for Immigration Studies, which just took U.S. Census Bureau data. 48% of those are illegal aliens. Now, interestingly, this data comes from 2022, and since then, 7 or 8 million more illegal immigrants have come here. And so that means that it's even higher. Over half of the people getting SNAP benefits aren't even supposed to be here. That's $8 billion a month that Americans who are supposed to be here, who are working, who are paying taxes, are supporting them who aren't supposed to be here. You should get outraged at some point here about this whole program. And interestingly, another 34% of those on SNAPs are recently legalized Americans. So they're not native-born Americans here. They recently came here.
So again, but it's hilarious how all of a sudden, oh, it's Joe Biden. You guys have been giving benefits away since 1965. So it's been Republicans and Democrats who have been all part of Psalms 83 and have been pretty much enjoying all of these benefits. But now, you know, Hebrew handouts are done. Both parties, both groups, all been working together and smiling in our faces while they've all been getting benefits. But that's a wrap now. You guys, other nations, you might want to read the curses, because there's plenty of curses on Deuteronomy 28 that now apply to you. Yep, the fiesta is over. It is absolutely over. Now, when you go to Deuteronomy 28 and you start looking at the curses, you're going to start seeing things that are applying to your people, all the other nations, right? Deuteronomy 28. The Most High shall smite thee with madness and blindness and astonishment of heart. Your heart is astonished because you just can't believe that it's come to the end. You just can't believe that all of a sudden, you know, this gravy train, the Hebrew handouts, has come to an end. Deuteronomy 28:32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people. No, they're going to get raptured away. No, the scriptures say they're not going anywhere. In fact, they're going to be given to another people, right? And thine eyes shall look and fall with longing for them all the day long. And there shall be no might in thine hand. There's not going to be any might for you. That's what you guys keep talking about. Oh, I got the Second Amendment. I can have a... There's not going to be any might, any power whatsoever in your hand. Your kids are not getting raptured away. They're not going to be missing this destruction. They're going to be right along with you, experiencing it just like our children did. You see what I'm saying? 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long, and there shall be no might in thine hand. The fruit of thy land, well, it's not your land anymore, but the fruit of thy land and all thy labors shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up. See, you ate up our labors. You made us work for free for you. So that means now your labor is going to be given to us. You see that? And thou shalt be only oppressed and crushed always. So that's why you guys were able to enjoy everything, because we were only going to be crushed always. We're going to be working for free. You're going to be enjoying our labor. But now that is a wrap. Now it's switched to you. So that thou shalt be mad for the sight of thine eyes, which thou shalt see. You're going to be mad about what you're seeing going on around you. And if you look at the videos, that's exactly what you see. You see all these people that are now upset and mad because they thought they're supposed to get their benefits. Their benefits are supposed to keep coming no matter what. Hold on. Thou shalt beget sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them, for they shall go into captivity. No, they're going to get raptured away. No, the Bible says that they are going to go into captivity. So it sounds like children are paying for the sins of their fathers. Something that your church has never said was going to happen to you. But the scriptures say otherwise. But you're going to say, oh, it's the new covenant? You got a new, and again, I'm going to say, show me where it says there's a new covenant with Gentiles. It's not in there. So see, these are just a couple. So remember, they talked about that guy. It's like, oh, they always just go to Deuteronomy 28:68. I can go to all these ones, and then now he can show you how they apply to you. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Most High shall send against thee. You're going to serve our people. You're going to serve them in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. You're going to be hungry. You're going to be starving. You're going to be thirsty. And you're going to be working, which is exactly what happened to us. And now it's going to happen to you. And remember, 2 Esdras 15 showed you, for that lack of bread was like the beginning of the Great Tribulation. That lack of bread is now on you. You thought you were going to get half a month more of a blessing. And then the Most High said, nah, you ain't getting that. You ain't getting that. Not even half. Y'all begging for half a month. Can I just get half a month, please? Can I just get 2 more weeks of bliss? 2 more weeks of free food and free housing? Can I just get 2 more weeks? Trump said, yeah, I'm going to do that. And Most High said, yeah, you get your ass out there and tell them, no, they ain't getting that either. This is what happens when the curses reverse. Hold on. And thou shalt eat the fruit of thine own body, the flesh of thy sons and of thy daughters. Okay? Which happened to some of our people as well. They act like all this happened just in 70 AD. No, it happened here too. All of us had to go through these curses. All 12 tribes had to go through these curses. So that's why they always make it sound like, oh, that happened in 70 AD when they took down the Jews. But they don't want you to realize that they did exactly the same thing over here. They did exactly the same thing in Tenochtitlan. They did exactly the same thing on Turtle Island. And that is what they've been trying to hide. So, and he shall besiege thee in all thy gates until thy high and fenced walls come down, wherein thou trustedest throughout all thy land. And he shall besiege thee in all thy gates throughout all thy land, which the Most High thy power have given thee. That is Tenochtitlan. That is what happened here in Mexico. We were in our cities. We had our high walls. They were taken down by a siege by the Spaniards, as well as the Indians, their allies. But see, they'll just say it was just 70 AD. It only happened to the Southern Kingdom. Well, it happened to the Northern Kingdom also. But they never bring that up because they don't want you to realize that that's those actions and those Spaniards that you guys look up to so much came and did that to the Most High's chosen people. And now anyone associated with them is going to have to pay. And then that is huge right there. That was Deuteronomy 28:52. And he shall besiege thee in all thy gates until thy high and fenced walls come down, wherein thou trustedest throughout all thy land. And he shall besiege thee in all thy gates throughout all thy land, which the Most High hath, thy power hath given thee. That's showing you a siege on our people, making us eat our own, starve to death. And thou shalt eat the fruit of thine own body, the flesh of thy sons and of thy daughters, which the Most High thy power hath given thee, in the siege, and in the straitness, wherewith thine enemies shall distress thee. So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil toward his brother, and toward the wife of his bosom, and toward the remnant of his children, which he shall leave. So these are the things that are happening to our people here. So now we're at the point where this is all switched. And now 3i Atlas is behind the sun. And look, every single day, this place falls deeper and deeper and deeper into chaos. These other nations, deeper and deeper into despair every single day. So I just want to hang out with y'all for a little bit, kind of. This is the brilliant, there's only very few channels where you're gonna be able to come and get true understanding, and then a family, group right here who is gonna be able to, bounce information off of each other and make it all connect. So thank you to all the other brothers that are actually teaching this as well, teaching this information as well, calling our other brothers and sisters to awaken at these times in order for us to be strong and a unit once again. All praise to the Most High Yahweh. Acknowledgement of the earthly mother. Who is wisdom? Who is the Holy Spirit? Acknowledgement to Yahweh Shai. Shalom.